The Museum of Art and Science in Daytona, for me, it's not a job. It was an experience. As a matter of fact, it was a gift from God. I was an accountant in New York, and I retired in the year 2000. And I was looking to do something. And out of nowhere, I decided to come to the museum. And I know they have a Cuban gallery. And I thought there were maybe a lot of Cubans in Florida. And when I got the interview, the only two Cubans in Daytona at that time were my wife and me. So they told me, you can start it today. And it has been a honeymoon since then. We have a lot of galleries, a lot of wonderful galleries at the museum, but there is only one that people get emotional and people can cry. You don't see people crying in front of the slot or the Coca-Cola bottle, but you see people crying at the Cuban gallery. You see, we have a collection here of 2 centuries, 1759 to 1959. We got over 200 objects related to Cuba. This place is like my second home. 17 years ago on a Sunday, I got a phone call from the front desk of the museum telling me, Juan, we got a tour bus coming from Miami for the Cuban gallery. Can you make it? Of course I did. I was here at 11:30. I set up the auditorium and the Cuban gallery, and I waited for them. It was actually 2 o'clock when they arrived. I told them, you better set up your watches. It's 2 o'clock in Daytona. And they all told me, oh yeah, we got the same time, 2 o'clock. So I say, I'm sorry, that tour was at 12, but I am going to let it go. Because when I left Cuba on February 23rd, 1961, on the ship Guadalupe, I had to leave Cuba in a rush in 48 hours, otherwise I was going to get arrested. I left Cuba with nothing, but I met 3 guys from Guinness. Guinness is a town in Cuba, and all these people are from Guinness, but are living in Miami. So I started telling them the story that for 11 days I went from Havana to Spain, and these 3 guys from Guinness became my family for those 11 days. So I'm going to forgive you for being late. And guess what? All of a sudden I see somebody standing up, crying hysterical. That was one of the guys that I left, that I haven't seen in 47 years. The experience that I get at the museum, I can be talking here forever. I can name a million experiences that I have and all the people that I met. And I am very happy, being that I am 82 years old and life expectancy is 77, I am in overtime. Well, the Cuban gallery is permanent, it's not temporary. I hope it's going to be here forever. And it's my pleasure telling the story about Cuba and what Cuba meant to all of us. One time I was working at the museum and somebody came and said, I saw your name on the newspaper and I brought my daughter. Can I give her a tour of the museum? So I said, well, I don't have anything scheduled, but I will give it to you. So I gave it to her, to the little girl and the father. And at the end, the little girl was saying, thank you, Daddy, you took me to Cuba finally. Support the museum that inspired me. Please donate today. Mi nombre es Juan Junco. Soy un docente del Museum de Art and Science en Daytona por los últimos 25 años. Aquí los esperamos. Tenemos el Museo Cubano, que tiene más de 200 artefactos, y tenemos 2 centuries de 1795 a 1959 de arte cubano. Los espero en Daytona.